This live stream is over and it is archived by YouTube. Check out the link that'll be placed below this video at the top of the comment section to see a cool looking coin from the Philippines, and drop a like and leave a comment if you like that video. That video currently has, I think, like 791 likes. Let's see if we can get that up to over 1,000 likes. You are watching Coin Collecting Fun. You are so awesome. Coin Collecting Fun, where it is all about you, and more you. Coin Collecting Fun, the king of hobbies and the hobby of kings. Getting ready to go for a live drive now, so I'm not going to look at the camera anymore, but just wanted to thank you all for joining this live drive, this live stream as I drive. And just want to let you know, on these live drives, safety is first. So I only start and stop the live streams while my vehicle is parked, and then once I'm driving, I refrain from looking at the camera any longer. So anyway, this is a nighttime drive. The sun just went down not too long ago, so the screen's dark. So at least we have audio here, or just a brief visual as I drive under some night lights, or there's other cars' headlights beaming on my car. So I want to talk about building a YouTube channel on a budget. And it's pretty much what I've done the whole time I've had my YouTube channel, which Coin Collecting Fun is now over 5 years old and has over 3,300 videos. And the only thing that I've really used on my channel, or I should say the only things that I've used on my channel over the years, has been pretty much just my other phone, which I still have. It's no longer activated on a plan, but I still make YouTube videos on it, and I upload them to YouTube when I'm around Wi-Fi. So even though my older Samsung phone, which is now 6 years old, even though that is not hooked up to a plan anymore, I can still make awesome videos, do some really good editing on there, because it has a really cool editor in the photo gallery. And that editor is just something I've gotten really accustomed to using, and it's a good editor. So since it's already built into the phone, and that phone has been long paid off, you know, I've had it for all those years, 6 years. It's a Samsung Galaxy S5. I make videos from that still. And then this phone here that I just bought a few months ago, this one is an Apple SE, and I do mostly live streams on it, and I can still do videos from it. Now, I haven't figured out how to do the actual editing on this phone, even though I'm sure it has really good editing features, because it's like a phone that's 6 years newer than my other phone. And so I have this phone that I'm streaming on right now, and it does an excellent job. Very good picture quality, especially during the day when you can actually see me, whereas now you probably don't see much of me, because this is being streamed from my automobile at night while I'm driving. And of course I want to, for safety purposes, keep the dome light out while I'm driving. So at least we have the audio here. So those are the two things I use. I don't have any like cameras. Like sometimes people buy cameras separately and their sole purpose is to record videos on them. I just use the one that's the ones that are built into my Samsung Galaxy S5, and now my Apple SE phone that I just purchased. And then I have just a basic laptop computer that I've had for like 5 years, and that thing still works. It's a I believe it's a Chromebook. I didn't pay much for it at all. I paid like well under $200 for that, and I actually use that to go into the YouTube Creator Studio so that I can monetize videos and add music, add the YouTube monetization free music, because YouTube has some really good music in the Creator Studio, and you can add that on there, and you don't have to worry about getting copyright strikes or anything like that, because it's actually from YouTube, and they have that music there for the sole purpose of adding those to your videos without having to worry about getting any copyright strikes, because I don't believe in doing that, using other people's music that they worked hard on. And all right, so yeah, when I do live streams, the nice thing is once the live stream is archived by YouTube and takes more or less the video format afterwards, I don't have to go back in with my laptop computer my Chromebook, and monetize that. It automatically becomes monetized. I kind of discovered that when I was doing a live stream. First few live streams, I was like, wow, I didn't even have to go back and monetize that video. It just or that live stream that got archived, it just automatically monetizes. That's how it works for me. I don't have to go back on my computer later on and monetize that. Now when I do an actual upload of an actual video, like when I pre-record it and upload it to YouTube, I actually in that case have to go back to my laptop computer and monetize that. So those are the only three excuse me, the only three pieces of equipment that I use are my older Samsung phone, which is 6 years old, that I've made, oh man, I've done like 3,300 videos on that phone already, and still making videos on it, even though it's not on an active plan anymore. Because if you have Wi-Fi, you can get that data all transferred over to YouTube, get it uploaded to YouTube. It has a good camera on it, and had it for a number of years. It still works, which is great. It's a high quality phone. The camera's still, in my opinion, very high quality, even though it's 6-year-old technology. And then, of course, this new Apple phone that I have now, this Apple SE. So, having those three pieces of equipment for this YouTube channel are great assets, because I didn't pay much for any of them. I mean, I probably paid the most for my Samsung Galaxy S, just because I bought it like 6 years ago. And even in that case, even though I think the price was like, I can't remember what the price was, it was up there in the many hundreds of dollars, but it was part of a plan on my cell phone plan. So I just had, basically the dealership where I got the phone just added the amount of the phone to my bill in installments, like 0% installments, which was really nice. So I didn't have to pay any interest on it. And I think it was pretty sure it was like a 2-year period where it just added, a charge to my overall bill. So it's like stretched out over a couple of years, which is nice. That was probably the most expensive thing, but to me it was worth it, because that was like the latest technology at that time, and it had a lot of other high quality features on there. Like I used it for GPS, which probably saved me a ton of money on gas and made sure I never got lost when I was taking long trips, and calculator feature and all the other many apps you have on there, eBay, stock trading, all the nice things that you can have on a phone. So for me, having a little bit added to my cell phone bill every month wasn't a real huge financial sacrifice. And the camera is just a plus. Having a camera on there is just a plus for me. It's a bonus, because I have all the other features on there as well, which makes it a cell phone. So so it's just a very low cost, efficient way for me to create YouTube videos on there, because it's just already on a phone that I purchased, something I already owned, and I can use that piece of equipment, that cell phone, to make YouTube videos as well. And then now with this Apple SE that I purchased, it's a really nice phone, but it's a smaller one. It's for those of you familiar with Apple phones, the SE is a little bit smaller, or maybe even quite a bit smaller than the newer Apple phones that they sell, and it has a hard button on it. So it's kind of like, looks like an older Apple phone, but it has the latest features. The chips are always getting better. It seems like every 10 months the technology gets faster, stores more data, and it gets smaller, so it gets more efficient as far as the operating systems and the chips in the phone and all that stuff. They're just getting better and better as time goes on. And since I purchased the Apple SE as opposed to the larger Apple phones, I still had the benefit of getting Apple is a nice product. Apple makes great phones. Of course, I love my Samsung phone as well. It's kind of nice having phones from two different companies. But the nice thing is, I'm getting all that great technology, but I paid like half price for it because it has the hard button on there, the Apple phone that is, and it has, it's smaller than the newer, the latest Apple phones, the latest larger phones. But it is, pretty much the newest technology, I'd say, and it's great for making videos. Like I said, I do mainly live streams on it, and I do some videos, and then of course I still do videos on the Samsung phone, primarily just because I enjoy the quality of that phone, even though it's 6 years old. I think it might have been either the first generation or one of the first generations of everything being HD on it. I still remember when I first, purchased that phone, and was at the phone dealership, and they told me, hey, this is HD everything on here now, and I was like, wow, this is really nice. So 6 years later, I'm still impressed by the clarity of the phone, and since it's long since paid off, and it still is great for making videos. It has a great editing app on there. Naturally, I want to hold on to that and still make YouTube videos on there. So that's how, I make videos on a budget. How I run my YouTube channel is just with a, Chromebook that I've had 5 years for monetizing the videos that I upload. This new Apple SE, which, is great because it was half price compared to the other Apple phones. At least I got it at half price. And then, of course, my older Samsung phone. Now, in the future, if some new equipment comes out that would be really good for making videos, or maybe a newer phone is released that has even better camera quality, maybe sometime in the future, maybe a year or two down the road or longer, depending on how much greater the technology gets as far as picture quality and audio quality. Maybe I could see myself investing in something better. But for now, having my two phones and my low-cost laptop computer, those three things right now just seem like more than enough to handle the channel. And I'm just glad everything's working okay, especially my older laptop and my older cell phone are still working good. And hey, you know what the saying is, if it's not broken, don't fix it, If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So the fact that all that stuff is still working and helping me build my YouTube channel, those are assets to me. That's equipment. And working equipment is definitely to be considered an asset, especially if you're trying to build a business. And this channel, Coin Collecting Fun, is definitely something that I enjoy doing as a hobby, but I also get paid for it. So in a way, I would definitely consider it a business because it brings in some revenue, and and I enjoy doing this. I think it's really great to stay active all the time and upload live streams often and upload videos every day, and that's how I basically operate on a budget. I'm basically using stuff that I would just normally use for everyday use, like cell phones and computers, without investing any extra money. So far, I haven't invested any extra money in any editing equipment, any outside cameras. When I say outside cameras, I mean like cameras outside of what I use on my cell phones already. And so basically, I did have to pay for those things, but I use them for other things as well. I use phones for phone calls. Of course, my older phone now, I don't use for phone calls anymore. I use that just strictly for making YouTube videos. So it's still serving a purpose, even though it's been long paid for. And then, it's kind of nice to have the newest technology now. So this phone that I'm live streaming on is the newest technology I have, because I've only owned it for like just a few months. And then a computer is something that most people need, or would like to have as a home computer or a laptop computer. And I've always bought laptops. I've never bought like a desk computer, because I like the idea of pretty much having all the features that you would have on a normal desktop computer, but having the ability to be mobile and take that around and be able to hook into Wi-Fi and stuff like that. Hook up to Wi-Fi when you're not around your regular home Wi-Fi. So in a way, even though I had to spend money on those items, in a way, those items serve other purposes as well. Like computers serve other purposes besides just solely making YouTube videos, or I should say, monetizing the YouTube videos or adding music to it, which is what I do on the computer. And then the two cell phones I have, it's kind of nice that, you know, the older one I had all those years that I recorded over 3,000 videos on YouTube still serves the purpose of using that great built-in editor app in the, you know, in the photo studio or what have you. The fact that it's been long paid for and I can still use it is a great perk, you know, because, you know, why not? If it still works, then great. And then having this new Apple phone that my daughter just asked me to get, you know, for a while, she said, get an Apple phone, it's really good, it's the latest technology. And so in a way, even though I paid for all these items, you know, in a way I feel like I'm getting them for free because I want to use them for other features outside YouTube, like the calculator apps or the navigation apps, or to get on the internet and look at the news. And I mean, there's just so many great apps on both of the phones, both the, you know, the older phone that I've had for 6 years and then the newer ones. So those were items that I would have bought anyway, but they ended up turning out to be great equipment for YouTube. And, you know, in the future, if I learn new things about video, you know, editing videos and stuff like that, and there's just software out there that I just must have, maybe I'll add those things perhaps. But the fact that I've built my channel up to over 12,600 subscribers just using equipment that I'd use anyway, like my old cell phone, my newer cell phone, and my low-cost laptop computer for monetization and adding music, you know, it's great. Each one of those devices serves a purpose, and, you know, they didn't even cost me a ton of money. Those are things I would have bought anyway. So that is how you can build a YouTube channel on a budget. It's just using your existing equipment. If you have, you know, a cell phone and a computer, I don't know how to monetize the videos that I upload to YouTube without my laptop, because I can go into the studio there. Now, somebody might know how to do that from their phone as well. There may be a way. If anybody knows, please put it in the comments section. If you can pull up a studio, YouTube studio from your phone, there may be a way to do that. I tried that on my older phone one time, but I think I might have almost accidentally logged myself out of the account or something like that. But I think that may be available where you could actually, if you know how to do it. Now, I don't know how to do it 100%, but if there is a way to do that, you may be able to actually take your cell phone, as long as that has a camera and internet connection, and you might be able to run an entire YouTube channel just from your phone, which is pretty nice. So it's something you'd own anyway, so you're not even going out there and buying extra, you know, cameras or extra editing equipment or anything like that. So it doesn't really cost that much money to, you know, run a YouTube channel, or in my case, it's just from equipment that I would have used anyway for other purposes. And they just happen to have cameras on them and, you know, all that stuff, editing equipment already built in, which is just a huge plus. So I'm looking forward to learning the features, the editing features that I'm sure that I have on this new Apple SE. I'm looking forward to learning that. But in the meantime, I've really enjoyed, even though my Samsung Galaxy S5 phone is no longer active, I've added updates to it, many generations of updates. So it's like basically, like, in a lot of ways, it's like having a new phone. And that's kind of exciting because I'm just real familiar with the, you know, the operation of the, you know, the editor on that phone already. And I can do those high quality close-ups of the coins, and then add the filters where I can add, you know, different colors and effects, maybe even, you know, what a lot of you might like is a lot of them I can make it look like old-fashioned film as well. And then also YouTube has that as well. YouTube, in addition to having music, you can add. YouTube has currently filters you can add to it as well, like old-time film filters, and even kind of like this dream. One of them is like a dreamy effect, and you can add that to it straight from YouTube, which is really nice. So there's just a lot of features and benefits and technology that we already own and use for other things, but it's great having access to those so you can operate a YouTube channel on a budget. So it's nice that I haven't really had to spend a huge amount of money to operate a channel. And now I'm streaming from, you know, a nice new Apple phone that I just purchased a few months ago. And so it's great having all those items there, all those tools at your disposal. And it really helps on the YouTube channel. I hope everybody gets to know each other in the comment section, whether you get to know each other during this live stream or after this live stream is archived and takes the form of a video format. Hit that like button if you haven't hit that like button already. I appreciate everybody's support. I hope you all are, hope all of you who are watching this enjoy this, whether you are a fellow content creator or you just enjoying the content. And if you don't have a YouTube channel already, I encourage you to start a YouTube channel. It's pretty easy once you get it set up and get all your information in there. I have direct deposits. So I have, you know, my YouTube revenue gets directly deposited into my checking account, and that's kind of nice. So that's all set up and ready to go. And I just have to say that overall, it's been an enjoyable experience, and I hope everybody who's watching this has learned some new stuff from it. And you know, I just don't have, at least right now, I don't have any great desire to invest a huge amount of money in equipment. I'm already set up for success just from the equipment I already use. This great phone that I'm streaming on now, which is very new technology, and then my older phone, which still is great for making videos, and my older laptop, which allows me to add YouTube music in there, going into the Creator Studio and to monetize stuff. So I just don't have any huge desire to add, you know, a lot of cost when I'm already getting paid by YouTube in this, you know, monetized format, you know, from all the ad revenue and stuff like that. I just don't have a huge desire to go out there and spend tons of money. And I have a P.O. box that I used for receiving friend mail, which is kind of nice. That's pretty much the only external expense I have. So just pulled into a parking spot, so I'm going to end the stream. Y'all have a great day. Bye.